What's up everybody, Integration here. It's been such a while since I've been on my bike. Well, it feels like such a while, it's only been about 3 days. But when you kind of done nothing with them 3 days, it does feel like you've not been on your bike for such a long time. It does feel lovely to be back on it. Today's video is going to be a kind of update video on the bike. Just updating you on the latest modifications. Why is there 2 police cars right there? And they're in the car as well. That's strange, I never usually see police cars. It was saying that I usually do knee-downs around that roundabout. So it's maybe a godsend that I did it on the one before, because I don't take too kindly to it. I haven't actually got in trouble with it yet. I haven't actually been caught doing it yet. Yeah, so somebody's obviously watching over me up there. Yeah, obviously the latest thing's done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull over somewhere and do another little walk around. I mean, these modifications that I've done now are probably going to finalise the bike. I'm not really going to bother doing much more. I might do a few little things here and there. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I've got kind of written down on a bit of paper that I'm planning to do yet or not. I don't think there is anything as of yet. But I mean, these last things I have done are the main modifications that I wanted to kind of do really and get done, just to make my bike a little bit different from everybody else's, and personalise it obviously a little bit more to how I want it. What is that car doing? I missed the lever then. I bet obviously most of these modifications they are fairly simple things, anyone can do them. I mean, obviously I'll go over them in a little bit more detail when I get to obviously showing you around it. But I mean, I'm no expert on anything, to be quite honest. And I've done them with a little bit of swearing and throwing stuff. But I got them done, and they all work in the exact way, for the most part, that I intended. So I'll just stay here. Yeah, they seem to work perfectly fine for what I wanted to do. It's a nice little Yamaha there. I say little, it's a lot bigger than my bike. Oh, I just squeezed through here actually. Go in this lane so I don't cause loads of traffic. Oh, I've got an itchy nose, for fuck's sake. Come on, people. There were some nice bangs. So I probably took it right up to the red line then when I jumped down a gear. Usually that gets most people to move out of the way, but obviously not in this case. Where is that siren coming from? Sounds like it's behind me. Come on, get your asses moving. Oh, what, are you actually serious? I guarantee you that was phone related. Come on. I've not got anything to talk about. I've said everything I wanted to say so quickly that I can't think of anything else to carry myself over. Actually, I can, actually. Paint. I was obviously planning, if you guys know, I was planning, I don't know if I said it, planning on kind of getting some touch-up paint. And that worked in some cases, in others not so much. Obviously, we'll go over it in a few seconds. But I mean, everybody knows how touch-up paint should be. I didn't want to respray the whole bike. I like the colour scheme on the bike. I think it's nice. I just wanted to touch up a few of them rusty, well not rusty, but scratched up areas from the previous owner's neglect and poor skill, I'd say, personally. Yeah, just a few little areas that just need a little bit of attention. There we go. Couldn't see around the car then, or the lorry. I'm sure you're not meant to park that way, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm tiny. Yep, I'm in neutral. Righty-ho. Right, so quick little thing. I got some HRC stickers for the bike. They were only a couple of £1. The thing that irritates me is that you get the Repsol bike with the HRC stickers, and they're not HRC, are they? Come on. Just because Repsol, whatever, they're in partnership with Honda in the MotoGP and all that, they're not HRC. HRC is red, white and blue, sorry. I said wed then. Yeah, that annoys me. So I've got two stickers, one there, one there. We'll move around to this side now as I've just drawn myself over to it. I heat wrapped the exhaust. Obviously you can see in some parts it was red. Now it was red to start off with, and it didn't last very long. As you can see, it started to change colour. It still smells a bit. Now that I've sat here, you can see wiring. Now I've just one's just popped off there. I can see it from here. I haven't had time to make the wiring look pretty, as you can see there. I kind of half did it. What it is, there's white LEDs on the inside of the mudguard and the swing arm to light up the rim tape. It didn't actually work, which is a bit of a shame. It still looks pretty good. Didn't mean to do that. I was just meant to turn the bars. Yeah, it didn't really work in the way I wanted it to. I was intending for it to light up the... That one's still there. To light up, sorry, I'm a million miles away now. To light up the rim tape when they're lit up, obviously. So when I'm going along, as far as I was aware, white LEDs are legal. So I was going to have them on so that when I'm rolling along, it kind of creates a nice Tron effect on the rim tape. Didn't work, unfortunately. So, you know, that's just the way it is. But I fixed that up and I kind of tidied up all the wiring. You can see all the wiring and the connectors there. I tidied it up so it looked amazing. Then I decided, seeing as that didn't work, because I was going to have one switch up here, which I do, that controls all the LEDs. Yep, you can just about see the light on them. Obviously maybe not so much in the daylight. Let's get it over. I don't know how well that's going to pick it up. Should be able to see that one. You can see the blue ones are on as well. There are blue ones along the bike. I'll go over that in a second. I'll try and get to a darker area as well so I can show you exactly what it looks like, and I'll probably snap in some pictures somewhere. Right, what's up everybody? I decided I wanted to go out to Tesco, so what better time at this time of night to show you how the LEDs actually look. You can see they look so good in my personal opinion of the bike. I love them. As I said, the only downside is the white ones not lighting up the rim tape, but other than that, they could not, in my opinion, have gone any better than how they have now. The blue ones just look amazing, especially obviously the fact that my Speedo's got the blue bulbs in it. I don't know if you can see them at kind of an angle. You see them a lot better. They're not massively bright. Obviously nowhere near as bright as the ones on the bike kind of mounted there, but they still are bright. As I said, I'm absolutely ecstatic, that's the word, with how it's turned out. Yeah, as I said, really that pretty much finalises everything for the bike now. So yeah, that's it. Brilliant. Yeah, so obviously I did have it tidied up. I was going to have a separate switch in the boot to control all the blue ones, so that obviously this switch here controls all of them, but when one switch was off in the boot, it'd stop all the blue ones because I was told they were illegal. Now, as I decided that the white ones didn't work in the way I wanted them to, so they're just pretty much light. I just wired them all into that one switch so that controls all the lights. Now once I put the blue ones on, I got extremely happy of how it turned out. As I said, the wires are still visible, I haven't had time to sort it out. But I personally think they look amazing. A lot better than obviously it did just standard. Yeah, the heat wrap was a bit of a pain in the bum. Obviously my fingers were itching for ages. I should have worn gloves. Obviously I was a little bit annoyed that he didn't keep his colour, because obviously I'd got red for the intended purpose of it being red, and it's not red anymore. So that is a bit of a shame. It's kind of got a goldy tinge, which I kind of like around there, where obviously it's not as hot, but up by the head it's gone white, and just underneath there you can see it's white as well. You're probably going to see my face in that reflection. Oh well, I'll let you see my beautiful face. Other than that, the screen, I use just some normal kind of vinyl wrap. You see in my face there as well. Fuck it, who gives a shit. I'll close it now so you can't see my face for that long. I'll blur it or something. Yeah, there as well, obviously the screen's black now. I've just put some wrap behind it, because a new screen for my bike was stupid amount of money. I think like £70, and I don't like the double bubble shape for this bike. It didn't look right. Okay then. Yeah, so I just kind of put some just some normal wrap on the back of that. It doesn't look amazing underneath, but you can barely see it anyway. But it looks a lot better from the top side. Obviously it's just black now, that's the only difference there. I was going to go for... Bloody hell, I've got to take this visor back, can't we? It's roasting. I was going to use on my hose lines, not my hose lines, sorry. Yeah, my radiator hoses and all the engine hoses. These ones here, that's the wiring for the LEDs again, all them. I was going to use self-amalgamating tape instead of getting Samco hoses, which were like £100 odd, which is ridiculous for like 4 or 5 hoses. I was going to use some self-amalgamating tape. I haven't really got around to doing that, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do it still as of yet. But I'll decide on that at a later date if I really want to go for that. The other thing was touch-up paint, as I said. You can see here I haven't really done much. I just put a light coat over it, the red there. I don't know if you're probably going to be able to see the layers. I haven't sanded it down or anything. I haven't put clear coat. Just literally coated it once. There's fucking bugs everywhere. There's a bit there as well. That's dirt. But you can see white here. And this is the problem. Paint code on this bike, when I checked my paint code, it come back as Ross White because the tank's Ross White. So obviously it didn't tell me what the colour red was or the colour blue was. Luckily enough, I knew a few people that had just the red bike and just the blue bike, and I pinched their paint codes, gave me the right colours. Now obviously my bike is Ross White by the tank. Now I ordered myself some Ross White touch-up paint, brilliant, and I ordered, I think it was the Millennium Red or something like that, from my friend's bike's code. The red works perfectly fine. Now we're going to see here, there's 2 different colours. There's loads of one colour here and there's one colour there. Now apparently there's 2 different Ross Whites under the same paint code. Now I don't know how that's possible. Obviously we can see my tank's this sort of colour here obviously. This is the first paint I ordered, which is obviously Ross White. That didn't match. So I came back to the guy, I said obviously, sorry to be a pain, but the colour ain't matching. It should match perfectly. That's the whole point of touch-up paint. Now he said, alright, no problem. There's 2 different colours under the same paint code. So I thought, how the fuck is that possible? There's a paint code for a reason, so that there's only one colour. It's supposed to be the exact match. So I thought, okay, then whatever. I'll order the next one. That one came back as that grey bluey colour. Now I thought, no, this ain't right. How is there obviously 2 paint codes, same colour, or it's slightly, they're miles different from the one colour, and neither of them match. So obviously I've messaged him again and said, not being funny, neither of the colours have matched, and I'm not happy. So long story short, he's giving me a refund and just said everybody uses the same paint codes, or paint mixes, sorry, so they will all be the same colour more or less. So he said your best bet is to contact Honda. Obviously I'm going to get around to doing that whenever, but for the moment that's how it's going to stay. Now other than that, I did post a picture on Instagram of this. Let's grab the keys out of the way. I've got some carbon fibre little stickers. People that have this bike know that it has some weird strange marks around here when obviously the sticker's not there. So I'm not really a massive fan of carbon fibre, but I think in light doses it looks kind of cool. So obviously I've stuck that on there, and I've stuck one on here as well, so I think they look brilliant. I've also got a carbon fibre tank pad, but as you can see in certain areas trying to touch up the tank, I wanted to kind of completely touch up the tank, get that nice and painted, and then stick the tank pad over. Obviously I could just cheat and stick the tank pad over and leave the horrible bits underneath, but I wanted to make it look nice and pretty. So I really don't know what I'm going to do about that at the moment. That would just have to be debated. Now, as you guys know, like an idiot, my first few weeks with the bike, I decided to use a jet wash. It was all good, no problems, until the jet wash decided to kind of half stop working, started fiddling around with it, and then it shot out all at once near enough and split this sticker here, this white one, as you can see. Now, you wouldn't believe how bloody impossible it is to find that sticker. It took me, well, months and months and months to find it. I mean, at one stage, I was even debating buying a whole new belly pan or a whole one side of the belly pan just to replace that sticker, just so that the bike looked perfect. Now, fortunately enough, I found some stickers for it, which I was amazed. Now, unfortunately, it came as a set, as a whole sticker set, for about £60, I believe, with postage. And it came with obviously these stickers here, all of these here, one on the front, I think the Honda sticker on the back, and these side stickers here. Obviously I don't need any of them, I just needed them 2 stickers, so I contacted the guy. He asked me exactly what stickers I needed, told me to send him obviously a little picture of the stickers. What is that guy in that BMW doing? Sorry. Yep, asked me to send him pictures of the stickers, and he got me the stickers I needed. I think I paid about £20 with postage for both of my stickers. They got there in about a week, so I can't complain really. I mean, especially after waiting for ages, and I was looking at roughly around £40 odd just to replace them stickers, which is, I'm sorry, £40 odd for the belly pan, sorry, which would obviously replace the stickers and the belly pan. The obviously other unfortunate thing is that my belly pan is in, sorry, I love doing that. My belly pan's in immaculate condition, so there was no need to really replace the belly pan. I just wanted the sticker, and obviously you can't really just remove the sticker, it's not going to work that way. I mean, it may work, but I don't think it personally would have, and I wasn't going to chance obviously ruining a belly pan that I'd pay what, £40 odd for, just to try and move the sticker over, and then I'd have to get another one because that sticker would probably be fucked if I tried to remove it. So yeah, I mean, luckily enough, yeah, I've got the stickers for it instead. And obviously, as you guys know, I think I covered it a little bit. I've removed the mirrors completely now, the bar ends, because they weren't really working very well. They kept kind of, if you knock it a little bit, they kept completely, or almost completely dislodging, and coming really loose. And like started to flop about, and then you'd spend hours and hours trying to get them back again to the way they were, which they never would go back to the way they were. They'd just be half bearable. Yeah, half bearable, and then you'd end up doing the same thing again, and it'd happen all over again. So in the end, I just got so fed up with it, I just took them off completely. Now, I will say recently, where I've got family members staying with me, he's been jumping on the back, and obviously I've been taking him pillion. He starts to obstruct my view sometimes, with shoulder checks and that, where he's kind of almost right in my way. Yeah, he's obstructing my view. So it does make it a little bit more difficult. You can still, obviously, so you've just got to lean your body right over and kind of almost do a 360-degree turn with your neck. But I mean, that's the only thing that's really affected. I mean, it is a bit more paranoid that you don't have mirrors, because you're always paranoid now that somebody's going to smack you straight up the arse. And I think that's my biggest fear. I've had someone reverse straight into the front of me, which wasn't very enjoyable. But at least I could half prepare myself for it. If somebody drives straight into the back of me, you've got no preparation whatsoever. And I've seen it happen a lot of the times, and it does. I think that's one of the things that scare me the most on a bike. That's what happens when you sit there looking at a pretty car for too long. Yeah, I mean, I think I've covered almost everything. I'm going to try, can't think where I can go really. Not sure what day it is either. It's a Thursday. I was going to go to some underground parking lot, but I think they're going to try and charge me. I know you can squeeze your way through. I might just do that actually. Yeah, I'll do that, sod it. Before anyone tries to say anything about that, we have actually spoken to the security, and they've just told us to just kind of squeeze your way through the barrier. Obviously be careful, don't damage it, but they've told us to do that. So yeah, we have got permission. He's over there. No, he's over there. I thought he was coming all the way round. Come on, people. Nearly there. It's a nice wide disc and a nice new CBR. Just thinking this car park should be a little bit darker. Then obviously the outside, it looks a little bit darker. Hopefully it's a bit darker inside. I'll try and give you the best kind of camera view of the bike with all the LEDs on. I think I have posted a picture on Instagram, I can't remember to be honest. Apologies if I haven't. I should have done. But obviously sometimes you just forget. It is a lot darker in here. A lot louder as well. There we go. Wrong way. Yeah, it is so tempting to do wheelies when you come in here. Not even wheelies, just make loads of noise. A red line. Yeah, nice and noisy. Alrighty ho. So there it is. I just touched that person's car. Oh well, they'll live. Yeah, it does look pretty good. As you can see, it lights up the engine, lights all the front of the bike up. The white lights, I'm half in two minds about removing them. Or I was going to kind of use maybe a Sharpie, a red Sharpie, and just obviously go over the lens to hopefully add to the red effect of the rim tape, or I might just leave it how it is. That's again one of them things I'm just debating doing, or remove them completely, I don't know, I'll see. I'll just see. One day I'll probably just sit there and think, you know what, fuck it, get rid of them. I'm sure I have got red Sharpie, so I might give it a go at some point, but I mean, at the moment, that is it. Exit, here we go. Now I will say, guys, the bloody that heat wrap on the exhaust has made a massive difference. The bike just pops and bangs like mad now all the bloody time. I'll go through this one actually. I think this one's the easier one. That one looks a bit more difficult. It looks so close when you get up to it, but it really isn't. Oh, there we go. Would have been a bit stupid for me to pay anyway. I was only in there for 5 seconds, weren't I? Straight in and out. Oh, look at that reflection. Make sure I don't crash when I'm trying to look at myself. I actually quite like that. I might use that for something later on. It does look pretty cool. Booyah. Want myself in neutral. Nope. Nope. Gearbox, no. Oh, alright, fuck it, we're just staying first. Nope, this is turn right anyway. Is it turn right? Nope, that's straight. Yep, I'll go over here. Couldn't work out what lane I had to be in, or what lane went what direction. Bloody hell, I'm absolutely roasting. Yeah, the heat wrap seems to have made a bit of a difference. I don't know if it's changed performance really. I mean, it felt like it did, to be honest, but obviously I've been carrying a pillion for a while, so it might just be me kind of getting reaccustomed to just me being solo on the bike. I've got a car behind me, I thought I did. I mean, what else? It was pretty funny saying that actually, because when I first finished wrapping the exhaust, I was also doing the LEDs at the same time, and for some reason they all turned off. So obviously I was like, oh, what have I done now? I thought I broke it or something. But then I thought, oh, I know what's happened. The battery must have gone flat, obviously, where I keep turning them on and off to check that they're all working each time you wire them in. Obviously, where I'm using connectors, sometimes they don't splice through the actual wire itself, so they don't make the connection, so they won't work. So obviously you just check it every now and again. And they were on for a few seconds, they flickered and then they turned off. So I thought, oh, bugger, it must have run out of battery. That was after throwing something and getting really pissed off because I thought I broke something. Yeah, so then obviously I kind of finished I just finished the rest of it. I think in the end, I think there was 2 more to go. Put them on, got myself out to the car park, started the bike up, and it sounded really offbeat for quite a few seconds, maybe even a minute. It kind of went boom, 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 and it kind of kept revving up and then going back down again. It sounded like the fuel mixture was a bit out. Yeah, it sounded like it wasn't running very well, and then it just banged. It let out the most. I mean, I didn't rev it at all. I just turned the bike on, let it tick over, and all literally it just went boom, 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 bang, and I was completely shocked. I couldn't believe it. And then there was smoke coming out from the heat wrap, and that scared the life out of me for a few seconds. And then obviously I realised that it was heat wrap, obviously slightly being affected by the temperature. Yeah. And then I realised it was the temperature of the exhaust kind of burning up a little bit. I think one of the LEDs had come loose and it's the... No, I think that's the speedo cable in the shadow down there. Yeah, and then it kind of kept going up and down in the revs for a little bit, and then it started to even out and it sounded fine, so I got on the bike, had a little ride down the road, and then it was smoking even more, obviously, where the temperature started to rise a lot more when I was riding it. Got to a set of traffic lights, jumped off quickly, had a look, and then I realised that it started to discolour a lot. I mean, even with the first few seconds of the bike just ticking over, it started to discolour by the head, and then it massively discoloured, as I said, a couple of minutes later down the road. And then I carried on to where I kind of showed you all the new bits on the bike, stopped there, and then almost the whole exhaust had changed colour, and then the next day, the heat wrap, sorry, and then a day or two after it, it's how it is now, just completely changed colour, which did annoy me a bit, but I suppose that's the way it is. Other than that, I'm absolutely pleased with the carbon fibre. I haven't obviously used the tank pad, but that is a genuine Honda part that I ordered, so that should be pretty good on the whole. But these ones are perfectly fine. I think they're about £10 each. The heat wrap was about £12, I think. All the LEDs, I think they came to quite a fair bit of money. I think around £40. You get them in a kind of a pack of 4, I think they come in. I can't remember how much they were for a pack of 4, but obviously I got 2 packs of the blues, 1 pack of the white. I think it came to around about £30–40 with postage from America. Connectors, I think they were about £5 for 100. Wire, I think the wire was about £3.50 for 7 metres, and I've got loads sitting at home now. I did get self-amalgamating tape to buying the electrical, well, not buying the electrical wires, sorry, just make sure it's a watertight seal on the wires. But it didn't seem to be sticking very well, so I just started to use just duct tape. That works perfectly fine as well. Yeah, and they work absolutely brilliantly. The same with the switch. The switch was like £2 from China. Trying to think what else. Obviously the touch-up paint with a white, that was a bit of an issue there. But the reds work perfectly fine. The red's absolutely perfect match. As I said, if anyone comes across a similar problem with me, just give me a message and I'll send you over the paint codes that I've got, because I've got the paint codes for this red and the white and the blue. The Repsol is a different colour blue, so don't try and use somebody's Repsol paint code because it's, I think, slightly darker. And yeah, I mean, I can't really think of much else. Yeah, I think that is absolutely it. Just trying to go over everything in my head that I've done there. Yeah, I mean, I think that is it. There's not really much else I'm thinking of doing to the bike. I mean, this really does conclude everything. I've spent so much bloody money on this thing. But it is a little bit sad now because I've got nothing to spend my money on. Well, no, nothing with any purpose. I mean, I want to get a Senna 20S. Other than that, there's, I suppose, save towards the next bike and save towards all the mods for the next bike and the next test I've got to do. The only other thing I'm thinking that's just entered my mind is rear sets. I'm debating rear sets for the bike because, as you guys know, I did have the Fireblade, the 1000 Fireblades foot pegs on this, and one day I was sitting on my bike and I just put one foot up on the footrest, or the foot peg, sorry, and it just snapped off completely. So obviously that wasn't very good. I had to ride down with one foot peg. I made it home luckily enough in one piece, well, 2 pieces, well, about 7 actually. The foot peg just obliterated. And then put the old ones back on. I don't really like these ones very much, but to be honest, this doesn't really make that much of a difference. I thought it did, but it doesn't really. They do feel a lot nicer, the Fireblades foot pegs, but as I said, yeah, it's not that much of a difference. So I am debating just getting the racing rear sets. It depends how much I can get them for, really. I mean, on eBay they're about £50 or best offer, so if I can, I think we'll sell that £60 with postage, so if I can get them for around about £40 with postage, I might go with it. Turn my indicator off. Other than that, I'm trying to think. I'm really braided brake line. Sorry, there is. I'm going to get myself a Hell braided front brake line. I don't really need one for the back. I do use my back brake a lot more often now, I would admit, especially when carrying a pillion. But as a lot of people say, get it in your brain to use both, so that if you come into any sort of emergency situation, your brain's automatically going to grab both of them brakes, or stamp one and grab the other. Not so much stamp and grab though. But yeah, I mean, that is really it. I really can't think of much else I'm going to do to this little bike. I mean, to be honest, I've done so much to it now, I don't actually want to ever get rid of it, I just want to keep it. There's one police car still there. Yeah, as I said, I really don't want to get rid of this lovely little bike now, I just want to keep it forever. Just show everyone up, say I've had the nicest 125. Obviously I'm not that cocky. Yeah, so that is it, everybody. So I will say, everybody, please ride safe. I've had quite a few mates go down in the recent weeks. Please ride safe. Don't nod back to other bikers like that. Yeah, ride safe, guys. Please wear all your gear, even though I didn't in my last few videos, or my last video I think, or the one before that. But yeah, please wear all your gear. Keep yourself safe. Don't do anything too dangerous. Say too dangerous, because I'm not exactly the safest. Yeah, keep yourself safe, guys. Keep all your gear on. Stay alive. And I'll catch you in the next video. And we'll end it on them bangs. Peace out.